Tucked between green hills and a tall, sleeping mountain, lived an elderly woman named Amita. Her house was very small, and her pockets were often empty, but her heart was full of a quiet strength. Every morning, she would count her few remaining coins to buy just enough oil for a single small jar. High above the village sat an ancient stone temple. Each afternoon, Amita began her long walk up the winding stairs. A young boy named Kiran often played near the base of the hill. He watched her every day, wondering why she worked so hard to climb so high when her legs were so tired. One day, Kiran followed her. He saw that Amita's shawl was thin and her shoes had holes, yet she carried the oil jar as if it were made of gold. "Amita," he called out, "the wind is strong and the temple is far. Why do you go there every single day?" Amita paused to catch her breath. "Kiran," she said softly, "the world can sometimes feel very dark. But as long as this lamp burns, it tells everyone that hope is still awake. Consistency is my gift to the village." Kiran didn't quite understand, but he felt the warmth in her words. That night, a terrible storm arrived. The sky turned the color of ink, and the wind began to howl like a hungry wolf. The villagers locked their doors and blew out their candles. But Amita looked at her empty jar and realized she had used her last penny the day before. She searched every corner of her tiny kitchen. Finally, she found a forgotten crust of bread and, beneath it, a single golden drop of oil that had spilled long ago. She carefully soaked a tiny wick in that one drop. "It is not much," she whispered, "but I must try." Outside, the rain was a cold curtain. Kiran saw Amita step out into the storm, her small lantern flickering. He knew she couldn't make the climb alone in such weather. He grabbed his heavy cloak and ran to her, reaching out to steady her arm. Together, they battled the storm. The wind tried to push them back, and the rain made the steps slippery. Step by step, they climbed. "We are almost there," Kiran cheered, his voice nearly lost in the thunder. Amita held her tiny wick close to her heart to keep it dry. They reached the great lamp at the temple's peak. Amita placed her tiny, single-drop wick inside and struck a match. Suddenly, a miracle happened. The lamp didn't just flicker. It burst into a brilliant, steady flame that defied the wind and lit up the entire mountainside. Below in the village, people opened their shutters. They saw the golden light shining through the storm and felt their fears melt away. Kiran looked at Amita and realized that her faith had turned a single drop into a sun. "You did it," he whispered. Amita just smiled, knowing that the light would never go out as long as someone was there to care for it.